Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Welcome to the Saturday Morning Fragcast, coming to you this early Saturday afternoon.
It's Saturday.
It's a Saturday. It's actually on Saturday. We're off a little bit with your timing, but we are here on a Saturday. I am your co-host, Victor von Frankenstein.
And I'm Gapper.
And, we don't really have a real specific topic for this particular one.
We're just going to get into it and just talk about stuff.
So, speaking of talking about stuff, let me get your opinion on something. So, let's say you are the prince of a kingdom at war, and your homeland is invaded, and you swear you got to get revenge and take back what's going on. What do you think is the best way to go about that?
Raise an army of freedom fighters and take it back?
That's sound, but you know what the real answer to that is?
What's the real reason?
Road trip!
Road trip?
Road trip, that's right. Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition just dropped.
Oh,
and I've been playing that for the last little while.
Yeah, you mean camping and cooking adventures.
Camping and cooking and taking pictures of local landmarks and...
Yeah, I did see that you were playing that.
Yes.
I played it on Xbox. I beat the game. It was fun.
I've been enjoying it. Windows Edition is great. From what I understand, it comes with all the DLC that normally you would have had to pay for on the previous.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any of the DLC.
I haven't actually...
That would be worth it.
I haven't played much of it because I've been told you should play the character episodes midway through the game, not at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But just a note for fans out there, this is not what I would actually call a Final Fantasy game. It's more of an action game with RPG kind of trimmings to it. You level up, you do quests, but it's really more like an open world action adventure game. But it's a pretty solid one, I think.
And apparently, I wasn't really too thrilled when I first started playing it with that. I really like the old school turn-based.
Yeah.
But apparently, the remake of Final Fantasy VII is going to be
in a similar
this
style.
New way.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Some of the camera can be whack sometimes, and the magic's kind of weird.
The magic was a little weird, but there's an item that comes in the PC version that fixes that. It takes one of your slots, but it makes your guys immune to friendly fire damage from magic. Mm. So you throw that on, and then your buddy's dropping fireballs and all that sort of stuff that no longer nukes your whole team because you happen to be standing too close to the guy at the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I can only imagine how much better all the Guardian Forces, I forget what they're called now. Are they Guardian Forces in that one?
I forget what it's called in it, honestly. I'm not that far.
Aeons or whatever. Yeah. They're so cool. Yeah. They're so cool.
I'm not that far in. I haven't unlocked a lot of that yet because I'm one of those people where I got to the point, at the end of the first chapter and then the world map kind of opens up. Mm-hmm. I'm now doing every side quest.
Yeah, I did a lot of side quests.
So I think I'm in chapter 4 and I'm at level 45, which apparently is enough to beat the game, and I'm like 1/6 of the way through the game. So the last boss is probably going to be a bit of a joke, but...
I think I went and power leveled in one area, and I was really high level because I wanted to fight that giant tortoise.
Yes.
Turtle.
I haven't got the adamantium tortoise.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to him yet. I know he's there, but I haven't tried to take him on yet.
It's a long fight.
Yeah.
And then, it wasn't hard. It was just a really long fight.
Just a really long fight. Well, there you go.
But I think he gives you an armband that gives you just 9,999 health.
Okay, so just maxes your health right out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I just put it on... what's the guy who takes the pictures?
Oh, Prompto. Yeah, because he's got no health most of the time.
So I put it on him.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game. Great graphics, great voice acting. I really feel the characters gave me a bit of a weird vibe because I feel like they're a really good group of friends.
Yeah.
Like they had more character, but none of them act like it's as serious a situation as it is. Like this guy's like, "Hey, I'm running this newspaper. Would you guys mind going to taking a picture of this mountain for me?" And the guys are on a mission to retrieve weapons to defeat this evil empire that's conquered your homeland, and they're just like, "Yeah, sounds like a good time. Hop in the car.
Yeah, let's get in the car. Let's go on a road trip.
Let's go on a road trip."
Have you really felt inspired to go buy cup
noodles? Well, when I got to the first town or whatever it is, it's not a real outpost. The first thing one guy's just like, "Whoa!" He's like, "They've got cup noodles here." I'm just like, dude, it's like cup noodles are what you eat when you're too poor to afford real food.
Have you had the cup noodle quest yet?
Yeah, your favorite. You got to do acquire your favorite flavor of cup noodles.
What was your favorite flavor?
I went for the seafood because it's my real favorite
kind of shrimp.
Shrimp, yeah. But yeah, and of course you got to grab your Coleman camp gear. I mean, you can't have any kind of regular camp gear. It's got to be the Coleman
growing
stuff.
up, we had a lot of Coleman camping gear. water bottles and stuff.
I've got a Coleman tent and air mattress in my storage room right now. I mean, I understand why it's there. I don't understand why you'd advertise it in a video game, because honestly, I know you and I are maybe a little different, but realistically, the demographic who plays Final Fantasy 15 is usually the exact opposite of the demographic who's going to buy camping gear.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I know you hunt, and I'm also big on the outdoors, but I think your average person is probably like, yeah, that money might have been better spent advertising elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, they make it up with all that cup noodle everyone's buying.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I don't even know where to get any.
I have official cup noodles. I actually only can find them at like Asian supermarkets around here. Huh? But and they end up costing so much I never buy them. Here we got Mr. Noodles. Right. That's our 17-cent ramen.
I want that cup noodle.
Yeah, got to get the authentic cup noodles for that experience. Well, then you have to cook it over a campfire for the real Final Fantasy experience on a Coleman camp stove. Especially since you got this full-on camp stove, he's got like a portable grill, like propane powered or something.
That game made me so hungry.
Oh yeah, the food in that game, holy shit!
I don't know if you have seen any Monster Hunter World, but the food in that game too, just all the food in a lot of the Japanese games now, it's like, can you make it just downgrade the quality of that food a little bit? Yeah, can you please
not make it look so good?
I really want to eat that food.
We're already sitting and not exercising by playing the game, and now you're showing us this delicious food, so we're going to stuff our face with something while that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've been playing probably the most of recently. Before that, I don't know if you've tried it yet, Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yep, I have that.
I'm really enjoying that.
See, and now I didn't play too much of it because Monster Hunter came out the same day. And I went way too hard into that. I think I put in 80 hours in the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
So yeah, it's that was my full-time job almost, playing Monster Hunter World. And then I kind of was just you know what? I'm going to stop playing this because I want to not be burnt out from it and then play it when it comes out on PC later this year, hopefully. Maybe next year.
Maybe. Japanese companies are really hit or miss with their PC releases.
And who knows if it will be a good port. Hopefully it is, but we'll wait and see. But it was a fun game.
Well, speaking
of
which,
definitely going to get it.
For sure. Well, I'm going to grab it when it comes out on PC. And here's the thing, kind of while we're on the topic, ports with Japanese developers tend to be real hit or miss. And since we're talking Final Fantasy and Squaresoft, their ports of a lot of their older Final Fantasy games, I know it might even be a little before your time, they've come out with a lot of them recently. 4, 5, 6, and even 1 and 2 have had PC port releases. The problem is what they did for those was they took their iOS mobile ports and just put them on Steam for a game that's $5 on mobile, and now you're paying $20, $30 for it on Steam. And those have been really bad, so I was a little nervous, honestly, about the Final Fantasy 15 one, because I was really looking forward to that game. But that one turned out really well. Some games, though, they just don't get it. They did a Secret of Mana remake. I don't know if you ever played that one.
I didn't, but I was watching a guy on Twitch play it, but I heard it's not a great port.
Awful. Well, this one's a full remake. It's not just a port. Oh. But the problem is that they kept the combat system in the original one. There's a little bit of wonkiness to it, with the way hit detection and stuff worked. And they actually kept that and cranked it up almost. So, it's like you'll swing your sword, and then 2 seconds later, damage pops up over the head and the guy falls down or gets knocked back or whatever. And it's just really weird. That would have been a really easy problem to fix. So, I don't know. But yeah, so... so that's... But yeah, with the ports, a lot of them are bad.
Well, I was looking at getting... Because Nier was on sale.
Yeah.
And I was looking at getting it, and I read the reviews, and people were saying that the port's terrible.
The original or the new one, Automata?
The Automata.
Okay.
Apparently, the port's not too great, and they're not supporting the game at all.
There hasn't been any real support. I didn't find the port to be terrible. I do have it for PC.
Okay.
But yeah, the problem is there's a lot of, well, as you're aware, because you kind of made that switch from only console and you jumped in. And I know you're not full PC, the mighty PC Master Race or whatever, but you do have a
barely touch my I've only played Monster Hunter and I barely touch it. It's just a Netflix machine now.
There you go. I know I've got a PlayStation hooked up for the same reason, but yeah, it's there's a lot of settings and things that they lock for consoles because it needs to run the same on every console. Mm-hmm. And of course now with the Pro and whatnot, that's changed actually a little bit. But for the most part, you want it to say, okay, I want it to run on Bob's PlayStation as well as Jim's Xbox, about the same. Whereas with PC, you really should have a lot of options to change things. I might not be using a standard controller. I might be using mouse and keyboard. Does it transition well between those two things? Graphics settings are a huge thing because someone who's running a little bit of an older PC may have problems with that. I mean, I know you and I like to run higher end ones, so we don't have a huge issue with it, but that happens. So if that isn't there, that causes trouble. Locking the frame rate to 30 is just a bitch of a thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like even on console, for some games, we get mad if it wasn't 60, just because a lot of shooters on, like, Halo was 60, I think.
Yeah.
I think Rainbow Six was 60 on console.
I think so.
But then other games like, we're gonna just lock at 30. It's like, come on, like, give us something.
Give us something.
I don't know, make some cuts somewhere just to get a 60.
Yeah, well, and here's my thing. I think with certain types of games that doesn't matter as much. If you're thinking like an old school Final Fantasy type of game, fine, or a tactical RPG.
Any shooter or fighting game needs to be 60.
Needs to be, But like again, like let's say you're playing the equivalent of like Warhammer or something like that. Not Vermintide, the Total War Warhammer. Sorry, the word slipped my tongue there. I don't care if that runs at 60. Because I'm not making frame-to-frame decisions, and if that runs at 30, that could probably run at 10. It might look like crap, but I'd still be able to play it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we still want it to run nice and smooth. But that type of game is not a big deal. But you're playing a shooter, you're playing any kind of fighting game, you gotta have that running. All these people who say, we want a cinematic experience. Well, make a movie. You know what I mean? Or make an RPG and put beautiful cutscenes in it.
I care more about gameplay.
Yeah, same here. When I'm playing the game, I want gameplay. It's that simple.
On Rainbow Six lately, I've been switching all around my settings quite a bit.
Yeah.
So now I play on 4x3.
Okay.
So everyone is just thick and just squat.
Okay.
So they're so now they hit something, like when I see someone really close, I'm like, oh my god, like there's someone huge right in front of me.
Giant fat sumo right in front of my face.
Just giant caviar is just in your face, and then their head is so much bigger. So just like headshot, they're just a lot bigger, so it's a lot better. But I play on I play on really low settings now. Like I turned off like all the bloom, lens flare, any kind of the atmospheric things.
Advanced shadows.
Yeah, advanced shadows. I turned all of it off. I'm playing on like medium graphics. I just want the highest frame rate I can get, and I just want it to run very smooth so that I don't have a problem with like any frame loss or lagging at all. Lately I've been having a lot of really bad lag spikes, and I don't know what that's from.
That's weird, because we've got really good internet here.
Yeah. So that's been strange lately, but no, I've been really dialing in my settings to try to have a better experience for getting kills and just having a better gameplay experience, because I really don't care what it looks like. I just want to have fun in that game by winning.
Yeah.
So
there are some games that are fun just to play, and there are some that you really have to be winning to be having fun at, and that's one of those games.
If I'm the other night we had a bad night, and I was just like, I hate this game, and then 2 nights ago was killing it. I was like, all right, I like this game again.
Yeah, I was actually, I think my friend, I don't know if my friend still has it recorded. I have a legendary rant where I was playing, I think it was the first Black Ops Call of Duty. And this was back when I was playing on console, so that, of course, is my first mistake playing a shooter on console. But at the time, I didn't know any better. And you know how at the beginning of the game, everyone heaves random grenades? Well, I ate a random grenade right at the start and blew up. And apparently I went on about a 6-minute rant, just being like, motherfucking grenade, I'll take this fucking grenade and stick it up your fucking asshole, you motherfucking son of a bitch. And I went on and on. I went on to finish the match at like 42-3. Because I was so pissed off. But it was the most fun I ever had.
Oh, yeah.
But again, if I had lost that match, I might not have come back to the game. You know what I mean? If I had had that kind of... So it's just one of those games where you got to have that.
Oh, yeah. I think they have it on like a timer that you can't like whip grenades or...
Yeah.
I think even in COD 4... Yeah. We used to just start the match, everyone would just launch off your noob tubes, throw grenades, try to get as many people right off the spawn as possible, or fire like a lucky RPG that's just going to wave her off. But yeah, no, it that was a big part of that game, but I think they've kind of tuned it down. I haven't played a Call of Duty in a long time.
No, I haven't. I switched to Battlefield at Battlefield 3, And then I tried to get into Black Ops 3, I think was the futuristic Black Ops.
That was the last one. I think that was the last one I played other than the Call of Duty 4 remaster, but I played for like 2 days.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that's one of the notes I made of things I wanted to talk a bit about, was kind of game series, kind of long-running ones that maybe need to either be put to rest or see some innovation. And with the recent announcement of the incorrect Roman numerals Black Ops 4.
I saw that, and I was... Because, I didn't see the official logo.
Yeah.
I saw on...
So the hat or whatever it was?
No. I saw on Reddit, someone's like, oh, here's like the logo they should have done. And it was the Roman numeral for 4. I was like... Yeah. Okay, I'm like, that's not what they did. I'm like, oh, maybe he added something different. And I saw it, and it's just like...
It's just four
lines. I'm like, oh, wow, like, they're dumb.
That was just one of the dumber things I've seen. You know, I'll talk about it, because I think with long-running series, you got to get... This is kind of weird, because I'm going to talk about the opposite of what I think most of them should do normally. You have to innovate in stuff over time. You look at some series that are long-running, and we'll pick some Nintendo ones, because they tend to have the best, like Mario and Zelda. They've never really gotten boring.
No.
They've always changed. They've kept the core and changed enough. You know, if you look at the evolution of Super Mario to Super Mario 64 to Galaxy to Odyssey, you can see the heart of the game is still there, but they've added to it.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda, same thing. The games change, you know, they always keep the same name of the horse and the same carrot, which theirs is a little weird that it's the same person getting kidnapped the entire time. I don't know who's worse, Princess Peach or Princess Zelda, for always getting into trouble. But, you know, the games themselves change drastically from game to game, like how it's played. You know, Final Fantasy being another example, the games only really share in common a title.
Yeah.
But then you look at some games like Black Ops, and it's really weird, because Black Ops 1 and 2 I liked. 3 I hated, because they made it into, what was the one they had made before that? Future Soldier?
There was Ghost,
maybe. But they took that stupid parkour... Advanced Warfare, that was it. The one where it's the stupid frickin' bouncing off the walls, sliding everywhere.
What they tried to do was rip off Titanfall.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But did it poorly.
Yeah, they took the part... They said, oh, in Titanfall you can bounce off walls and slide. Let's have them bounce off walls and slide. And instead of actually thinking about what made that fun in Titanfall, they took instead they just said, oh yeah, we've got slides and wall running.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work. So apparently this one's going back to the roots. From what I've read, it's going to be near future as opposed to, so hopefully, you know, realistic weapons. But
I honestly just don't. I can't care.
Well, this is
the franchise. It's like you've played one, you've basically played them all. They just have slightly different things. A lot of the time they're using they use the same engine for years. Yeah.
And even the graphic changes, but the equipment's the same.
And I was even looking, so I saw there was a Steam sale for the Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go see what the prices were.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty World War II was like $60 Canadian.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess when a game's like $90 now, like, yeah, I guess that's not bad, but it's still more than I would ever pay for it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that game. I think that game looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the problem with those games now is all they are is just a money generator. Like, they don't even care about the game anymore. It's just a way to generate microtransactions. And I've even heard of seen some slides from presentations how they want to use like AI and all this other stuff to help move microtransactions and just make the matchmaking frustrating for lower skilled players to try to encourage them to buy more. Yeah. So I just with those business practices, I really can't support that. It is
pretty awful.
But no, the game, it's just the same regurgitated thing over and over.
Exactly.
And they're not innovating anything in it really. And like the problem is even if they made a good one, the next year just another one comes out and people are just going to move on to that one, and it might be bad, it might be good. Yeah. It's probably going to be bad, and I'm not going to buy any Call of Duties because I'm just over that whole thing.
Exactly. I think
so I always talk about Siege, but like Siege, when it first came out, I was like, I don't know, it was really hard, but now you're still playing the same game. They have made graphical improvements, map improvements, a ton of improvements to the game. Yeah. So you're still playing the same game. You can just buy the regular edition. Yeah. They just add new operators, and you can learn the maps, and you know everything. Like you got to really learn the maps in that game because you need to know if you shoot through this wall or you blow this wall up, where it's going to lead
where
to.
it's going. Yeah.
Whereas in Call of Duty, like the maps really don't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Your positioning doesn't matter. You're just going to run around and just shoot.
Exactly.
And it's just like a no skill, mindless shooter.
Yeah, it's more how good your reflexes are than how skillful you are. And I think kind of getting into that, we'll use the Siege model. I think is a good way to look at it. Because with Black Ops, well, Call of Duty in general, because really Black Ops is just a subset of the Call of Duty. Because realistically, you could take the weapons from one of them and put them in another, and you just reskin the weapons, same rate of fire, same everything else. So there's not a huge difference.
An SMG is an SMG.
Yeah, exactly. You know, whether you're using the SMG from 20 years ago or one from that's supposed to be 10 years in the future, gameplay-wise, they're exactly the same.
But most of all, but it'd be just laser guns.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think the interesting thing to note is that we'll use this as a model. Siege as a game, eventually it's going to move on. They'll sunset that one. They'll make another.
They said they want to support it for 10 more years.
Well, that's exactly my point. They're going to run that one, and it's going to keep running, and hopefully there'll be continuous improvements.
I think they want to get to like 100 operators.
Yeah.
Right now they're at 34?
There you
36?
So they're a third of the way. But anyway, they're going to run that for a while. And this is, to me, what I think long-running games should do. We don't need... Unless you're a sports game. I understand with sports games, you got to pump out a new one every year because the roster's changed and everything else. That's different.
You could just do it a roster update.
You could, but then people... You're not going to... Sell someone a roster update for $20 or sell them a new game for $60. That I understand. And it almost makes sense because sports are divided into yearly seasons.
Yeah.
Right?
And it does make sense. Whereas, like... when I was looking at the prices on that Steam sale for Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2's Season Pass that was on sale was still $66.
Yeah.
And I was like, for a game that's only going to be around for a year,
you're looking at $150 for the complete game.
Okay, so just while it's on sale, it's like what, like 100, 120, $130, with tax and stuff. Like
you're gonna be over $150.
It's like, okay,
it's not on sale.
For a game that I'm just gonna get the new one next year. Whereas like Siege, if you were to buy the complete edition of Siege right now, I think it's like $160.
Yeah.
But like that all those operators you get.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to use them for the next couple of years. There's new maps that come out. Like, the maps come out for free.
Yeah.
The only thing you're buying is the operators.
Yeah.
So you could not buy them and then just get renowned. Like, right now, I could buy 4 operators if I wanted to. But I bought the Season Pass, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So I can just... I want to support the game. Like,
yes.
I really like that game. I'll pay the $40 to get the operators and then use my renown for cosmetic bullshit.
Yeah, cosmetic bullshit, exactly.
I think it's... I don't know. I think they're doing it a really good way. It would be cool if other games went that way, but...
Yeah.
Like, is Ubisoft making as much money from doing it that way where they're selling these Seasons Pass? I don't know. I guess they are.
That'll be the thing. I'm hoping they pull in money from it because I like that model. It's the same thing. When you look at a Final Fantasy game, they don't pump out Final Fantasy every year. You're looking
at Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's like $10, but they're making so much money off of weapon skins.
I was gonna say, I think that may be a bad example to use because the top of the heap is always hard to say. Yeah. Okay, be like the absolute top of the market.
But the thing is,
right now.
Like there's like 2 or 3 maps that are ever played.
Yes.
You're just playing the same maps, and it's like I think you can I don't own it. Like I think you can get it for like $8 most of the time on sale.
Yeah, it's
and
always it's like $20 even when it's not.
Yeah,
so
and it's like $16-$20 or something, and it's like okay, so they're making like their tournaments are millions of dollars in tournaments.
Yes,
so they must be making an insane amount of money off of skins.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the marketplace of skins, like my one friend just sold one of his knives for like $90 last week.
Yeah,
and then he bought Siege and bought the Season Pass of Siege.
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, that's really cool. I really don't hope. I don't know. I really hope that more games can just have more of a lifespan.
Yeah, well, I think they need
of just being a kind of a throwaway yearly thing.
Well, and I think that's what I'm saying is they need to count on them supporting a lifespan and saying, okay, look, we're going to push however 2 million units on this game, 3 million units, whatever, but we want to push 2 million in the initial release because that's your big push. But then we want to push 1 million a year after that. And most people don't have that kind of long-term plan. They say, listen, the first 3 months, if we haven't made back our profit, we're not supporting the game anymore. And I think that needs to stop because quality games, they tend to come out. They don't come out every year. It takes longer than a year to make a really good game. Now, if you've got
I think they got like 3 studios making games, right? So they have a little bit more of a lifespan, but they're still
the problem
the same shitty Call of Duty game.
is that your new release kills the player base of the previous game.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. For example, if they were coming out with new Counter-Strikes every year, right? Global offensive
There's
would not...
no economy.
There'd be no economy, right? So that's kind of a long-term thing, and it's an interesting thing too. Is like the global offensive, the microtransactions. Again, it's all cosmetic bullshit, right? It'll be interesting to see too. With now, kind of a different topic, but maybe we'll move into it. The kind of upcoming, it appears, regulation of random loot stuff. Now, I got mixed thoughts about that. On one hand, I am a adult male. I'm 33 years old. I'm going to be 34 this year. I think if I want to gamble on skins and pay $5 and not know what the fuck I'm getting for 10 packs of skins, whatever game you're playing, you know, I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah. I understand, though, that I started gaming when I was 5. Nowadays, if I were 12, I would be playing games that have microtransactions in them.
Well, and see, when I was a kid, when I was like, I don't know, I guess I would have been 1997.
Yeah.
When like was it 97 when Pokemon came out?
Somewhere around there. It was mid 90s.
Yeah, I was like 97. I don't know, like I was like 8 or 9. So if, for a couple years when Pokemon cards come out,
yeah,
I would do anything. I'd do chores. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get all the money so I can go gambling on Pokemon cards, basically. Nowadays, if I had my parents' credit card on my thing, because of that, I really like to open things.
Yes.
So
most people do. It's fun to open some. What's in this thing?
Open it and you're like, because it could be anything.
Yeah.
Like it could be the greatest thing, or it could be the worst thing. But you don't know until you open it, and that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Like I really don't like gambling that much.
Yeah.
But I really like opening packs of cards.
You're wearing a Loot Crate hat right now, right?
Yeah.
You like to open it up and check it out.
Yeah.
But I think there's a key difference there, and one of the two things is that with your Pokemon cards, you can turn around and sell those.
I did. I sold some to buy more packs.
Exactly.
Or you can trade them with your friends. With the digital items,
yeah,
unless it's like CSGO, where there's an economy,
exactly,
they're worthless.
They're worthless. And I'll give you an example. I play a couple of cell phone games. I actually play the Final Fantasy cell phone one. It's called Brave Exvius. And it has the same kind of thing where you don't have to buy it, you can earn the premium stuff in the game, but basically when you don't buy a character or a skin for a character, you buy crystals, and the crystals maybe give you the character you want, maybe they don't. Again, as an adult, I can look at it and say, okay, because they now have to publish their rates. I don't know. I think it was California made it so that places have to publish their odds.
I think like the EU and China have also done
something
thing.
similar.
Yeah.
So even though not everywhere, it's not actually a legal thing in Canada because so many places have it. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, for example, the odds of getting the rarest type of character in this are 1 in 200. Actually, I think they made it 1 in 100 recently because they realized they were going to have to publish their odds, and they said, "Oh shit, we better make it a little more frequent." So I can look at that and in my head say, you know what? Me buying 12 guys, or 11 guys is what comes in a pack, I'm probably not going to get one. Realistically, I have to buy 9 packs to have good odds of picking up one of these special guys. A kid doesn't think that. No. A kid thinks, 1 in 100, fuck. If I buy this pack, I'm probably going to get one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I better buy 5 more with my parents. You know, I'm going to drop $40 on my parents' credit card to buy 5 more packs or whatever. And I think that's the thing is that...
And I did the same thing as a kid in Pokemon cards. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to buy 5 packs and I'll get that 1 in 5 thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work that way.
But yeah, no, that's a good point.
It's a good point. And I think, the big thing that we're going to get to is that unless they're going to start age blocking games...
That's just a...
I don't know.
I think that's a slippery slope.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying we should go that way. I'm saying that's what they're going to have to go.
Games are, like, technically supposed to be, like, like, the kids aren't supposed to be playing the Call of Duty.
Yes.
But they're going to play, like, they're playing the Call of Duty. Like,
well,
let's be real.
But here, let me make... This is an interesting legal point for people who might care. The way it works is that it is not illegal for a kid to possess Call of Duty. What can't happen is a retailer can't sell a kid Call of Duty.
It's just like cigarettes, right?
Very similar, yes. The difference is, though, is that there's nothing actually illegal about buying Call of Duty for a kid. That's not actually illegal.
Okay.
It's not. What is illegal is a retailer. And again, depending on where you are, it may not even actually be illegal. It may just be store policy. A lot of places, ERSB, the ratings board, a lot of places are not bound by law to respect that at all. Company policy may very well be to respect
it's like an industry self-regulating body,
exactly.
Right?
So certain states, provinces, countries may say, listen, especially, for example, the EU, Australia.
It's PEGI.
PEGI, yeah, exactly.
PEGI 18.
Japan, those is actually law. Okay, so you could receive fines for selling it to a kid the same way if you sold them booze or something.
Right.
Many states, and I don't believe in Ontario it is either, they're not bound by law to respect that. It may be company policy to say, listen, we don't sell...
I remember as a kid, even with my mom there,
yeah.
We were at Rogers when you could rent games back in the day. They wouldn't rent us an AO game. I think it was like Grand Theft Auto. Days, maybe.
Well, most places won't even carry AO games now. You have to order them online. Most places won't.
I haven't really bought... Other than Switch games, I haven't bought a game in a store in a long time.
The same thing. Well, part of the problem is AO now... It used to be AO was like, okay, blood, swearing, etc. AO now means it's a porn game.
Oh.
You know what I mean? There is no amount of gore in a game that would get it in AO, or swearing that would get it. Whatchamacallit, Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't AO.
No.
There was a big deal in Australia. They pulled it from the shelves, supposedly. But
like, a lot of the Call of Duty games, they're not even... Are they even M anymore? They're like teen,
They're
right?
teen, yeah. And that's because they don't say fuck in it. You're not allowed to say fuck more than so many times before it becomes an M. But yeah, no, so that's the point, is that's changed. Now AO basically means it's a porn game. It means there are titties on display, or it's a Japanese porn game. One of the two things.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's
so
what
like,
that is.
getting back to the loot crates.
Getting back to the story. We got a little off topic.
So the loot crates there. Now, again, we're gonna go to Siege Land. So
yes.
I don't know. So Operation Chimera just launched for Siege.
Okay.
So that's season 1 of year 3.
Okay.
So 2 new operators came out, both attackers, CBRN. They're like a response team to this outbreak.
Okay.
So there's this event that has come out. So they're multiplayer operators, but there's also this new kind of cooperative mode.
Okay.
3 players. There's this outbreak in New Mexico from like a Russian satellite, and there's basically like zombies.
Yeah, I heard of this. I haven't played it yet, but I heard of it.
They released. There was like a lot of controversy around it because they released new skins that you can only get with real money.
Okay.
So, but the thing is you cannot get duplicates. There's 50 of them, and you can't get duplicates. So as you buy them, like if you spend all the money, you can get all of them.
So eventually you're guaranteed to get the one you want.
Eventually you're gonna get the one you want.
Yeah.
Depends on what ones you want. Like there's a few. Like I might buy like 4 packs, which would be like, I don't know, maybe $10.
$10, yeah.
To try to get a few more, because they gave out 4 free packs, and I was pretty happy with what I got in my 4 free packs. And then I had some free Ubi Bucks.
Okay.
From that's what we call it.
Ubi Bucks.
Ubi Bucks.
Ubi Bucks.
Our group. Oh yeah. So yeah, and
gotta spend my Ubi Bucks to get some skins. Imagine a non-gamer hearing that. I gotta spend some Ubi Bucks on skins, yo.
Yeah.
And then people are just like, "What the hell kind of drugs are you dealing?"
I was able to buy like 3 more packs with my, because they give you, for being like loyal and getting season pass.
Yeah.
They give you like 600 Ubi Bucks like a season, and I got some extras last season for having the rest of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I had some spare Ubi Bucks lying around and bought some more packs. So I was pretty happy. I got some weapon charms and skins and stuff for some operators, weapon camos.
Nice.
So there's a few more things I'd like to get, but you could buy them like 4 at a time, 1 at a time, and keep until you get the ones you want. And if you're like, you know what, I don't want any more, you just stop there.
Yep.
It's not. It's
or
still,
if you're really lucky, you grab the one you want on the first go.
Yeah, you could get lucky. So it's still random, but you're not getting duplicates. You're not getting like screwed out of it. And I don't know. I think it is quite expensive to buy them all.
Yeah.
But I think it's a fair way to do it. If you're, and they're gonna make money for the game, like, because
and the other thing is
they gotta make. They're a company. They gotta make money somehow to
Yeah.
keep the game going.
Well,
so if they have to do it this way, it's a little weird. Like, it would be nice if you could buy them with Renowned, but they gotta make money somehow.
Well, and there's the other thing I'm going to note.
I think it's a more fair way than most games loot boxes.
And here's the other thing. It's cosmetic bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot buy any of those at all, and it's not going to affect you.
And most of the skins are like yellow hazmat suits.
So
you're just
detrimental.
Like, hey, there's a big banana coming down the hallway, and when I'm playing on 4x3, I'm like, wow, look at that thick banana coming down the hall. Dead.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
They're cool looking, but for the most part, I kind of want some of them, but I really don't want to wear them all the time because you're just a huge banana.
Yeah, well, that's it. And that's the thing I will say. I think it makes a big difference when it doesn't affect gameplay. When when it's saying, look, you want to look different, fine. You can pay for that privilege.
Yeah. And if you don't want to buy them, you don't have to buy them. You're still getting the 3-player co-op mode for free.
Yeah.
you're getting the 2 new operators that are in your game, and then if you save up your renown, you can buy them.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I don't know how to tell you what they are. There's Finka. She's a Russian operator.
Yeah.
And she has like a little. She's doing Russian doping.
Okay.
So your whole team gets a temporary health boost.
Okay.
And she can revive down players.
Okay. Give
and
them a little Russian injection.
It affects the whole team.
Okay.
At range. Like it just everyone I guess has them in their system already, and then she just activates them.
Everyone shoots up before the match.
Your accuracy is just like laser. So I just use an LMG with her, and you're just like laser, no recoil,
nice.
And you can do that 3 times. And then there's Lion, also an attacker.
Yep.
He has this drone he can call in 2 or 3 times, and if you move while the drone's, just a red outline highlights you and shows you where they are.
Oh, nice.
So like a 3-second timer counts down. It's like to say like a drone's incoming, and then if you move after that for like 5 seconds, you get highlighted and they can see you, and then everyone's trying to shoot through the wall with that guy. So yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do loot boxes because you're still the company's still making money.
Yeah.
It's not as random, and it's not like I like that there's no like okay, so basically there's just skins.
Yep.
So you got headgear and uniform,
yep.
weapon skins, weapon charms.
Yep.
That's about it. Whereas like a lot of games now, it's like victory pose, voice line, sprays, like all this. It's like like I really don't want that, and there's so much of it. You're never going to get the ones you want without having spent so much money, and you might not even get them because you can get duplicates, and then it just gives you coins that you can use the coins to buy the stuff you want, but it's like ridiculously overpriced.
It is ridiculous, and I think this is the big thing, is I understand companies need to, if you want to run a game and have a long lifespan, you need to have a continuous revenue stream.
Because there's I know to make the game, it's really expensive to make games now, but if you're just gonna maintain a game, it can't be that much more to maintain it.
No, it's a lot less to maintain, but I do understand you need a continuous revenue stream. Yeah. Not everyone can
and you need to take that money to work on the future one, too.
Exactly.
Right?
And not everyone can be like, what is it, Todd Howard, and be like, hey, I made this great game called Skyrim. Hey. Here's its 67th release.
Oh, new console's coming out? Yeah. All right, we're at E3 this year, guys. We got the PlayStation 57. Just here, just saying, we got Skyrim.
We got
Skyrim here. Yeah. It's gonna be great. We didn't add anything. Still the same game.
Still the same game.
It's in 16K graphics now. That's it.
This is just the PlayStation 23 version, which has now been bumped up to
we went from like 8K to 16K.
Right. Not every game can be like that. So I get it. And I think that cosmetics, and again,
but if you can have a game that has a lifespan, you can continuously make updates to, and like they're improving the map. Like new maps are being improved. They're adding stuff, removing things. They're doing a really good job maintaining it. But see, I don't think Call of Duty wants to do that and the thing with Call of Duty is, why would I buy the cosmetics? Because they're gone. They're gone in a year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're relying on what you would call an impulse buy model. Oh, yeah. They're like people who put, you go to a shop and they've got this rack of gum at the checkout, right? And you're like, oh, I could really want a pack of gum.
Pack of gum, yeah.
That's their model for this, and the problem with it is eventually it's unsustainable. Call of Duty as a franchise will one day die, and in fact, I think we're starting to see the decline.
Hopefully,
Battlefield, I think, has done a little more innovation, but I think they're still on the same path. Where without,
we got to be careful with them because EA is getting really greedy lately, and they're going to do really stupid shit to try to to monetize their games.
Yeah,
and
well, as if they haven't already done stupid shit with
they
Star
Wars. They already have.
Apparently,
I saw a thing the other day that I guess they're getting rid of gameplay affecting loot boxes. So it will just be cosmetics now, which is fine. I'm fine with cosmetic loot boxes, but when it's like the only way to level up is through random loot boxes, that's just fucking stupid.
Well, and it's fun, and I think they realize because the numbers came in, and Cuphead, fantastic fucking game, but we've already talked about it to death, shipped something like 2.5 times as many units as Battlefront 2. And that's the sign. So when a game made by like 3 guys, fucking, just making
good Canadian boys.
Yeah, exactly. Just making a game outsells the blockbuster game of the year with the Star Wars fucking license. That's when you know you've gone too far. Because the thing about Battlefield,
it's a totally new IP too, which no companies want to do anymore.
No, it's and not only is it a new IP, but it's based on 40-year-old art styles.
Cartoons.
You know what I mean?
And it's just like it's a shooter platformer.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, I think that's awesome. I think it's so awesome that they did what they did.
Oh, for sure.
And that's one thing, and it's like what, $20?
$20. But that's my point, is that if that can outset, that's when EA needs to sit back and say, listen, even if they made back the difference in microtransactions, they need to sit and, okay, you know what? Why don't we instead, we've got a studio, we can hire the best in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. Anyone who's got promise, we can say, you're hired. Focus on using that and just making a great quality game. Because even if Cuphead had cost $50 million to make, which it didn't, but let's say it did, they still would have made that back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then some.
Well, so we'll talk more about Vermintide, but while we're on the topic of units and pricing, I don't exactly know how many units they... So, Vermintide's like $40, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a full price game.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have bought it if it was a full price game, because it's a game, like, it's fun to play for a little bit, but you're not gonna, I haven't put hours and hours into it. I'll play a couple matches and then you level up and slowly progress. But for $40, yeah, I think that's fine. I'll buy that. And apparently they've like doubled their expected unit ship that they thought they would get. So I think it's really awesome that they priced it at a price point that people are willing to buy for what that game is, and they've exceeded their target for what they thought they were going to get, and it's
which means they'll probably be Vermintide 3 in 5 years or something.
Do Vermintide, or just maybe
or DLC
put
map packs and
some free maps out, or some, like,
exactly.
I think it would just be good to hopefully make the next game better, and I think that's a really good business decision on their part, because if they had have made it $80-$90, they probably wouldn't have sold nearly as many copies.
Well, exactly. And I think this is a big point people seem to note. And I'm going to pull back to a little bit of older controversy with this. We're going to talk a little bit about No Man's Sky on release. I know this is older. No Man's Sky had been $40 on release. I don't think people would have had as much of a problem with it.
No.
You know what I mean?
That was the first game I refunded.
You know, and this is the problem. It was not that it was a terrible game, but it was not a AAA priced game. I did not get back... Again, I refunded it as well. I did not get back what I expected out of that. I did not get... Because, again, for those of you who don't know, most AAA games in Canada are close to $90 after tax. They're usually $79.99 plus HST, which is usually on that is about $9. So we're looking at about $85, $89 in after tax here. The equivalent of $69.99 in the U.S. And they don't have as much sales tax, so it's not as big of a deal. But the point is that if that game had been $40, say, getting close to $50 after tax, I don't know if I might have still refunded it because they really overhyped that game, but I wouldn't have felt ripped off. I wouldn't have felt, this is a budget game, because it felt like
I'd say 30 for 30. I'd be like, for $30, I could come back to this in the future and get $30 value out of it.
Yeah.
But the game, being a full price game,
well, that's it. It felt like a budget game. It felt like you go on Steam, it's normally $20, you buy it for $10, and you say, you know what? Great, I got my money's worth out of that. Mm-hmm. I got to fuck around and see a Swagosaurus Rex and destroy some terrain.
But no, that wasn't how that game went.
No, that was not how it went at all.
I pay $90, I'm on a world, my ship doesn't really work yet, and I gotta walk 45 minutes
to the left,
one way to go get some ore, to then walk 45 minutes back to my ship. And I started playing it pretty late at night because I was just I just want to fuck around real quick and then follow my ship around and then go. I'm like, all right, this is fucking stupid.
Fucking boring.
I don't want to walk. I don't want to walk for an hour and a half to go to my ship and to go get this ore and back just to get fuel for my ship. Come on. Whereas what was it? Elite Dangerous was way cheaper than that game.
Yeah.
And it's a way better game.
Well, and here's the thing. Elite does have long sections sometimes where you're not doing fuck all, but they feel like that's an organic part of the universe as opposed to... Because, No Man's Sky it would have been very easy to put a programming thing in, being spawn the ore they need within a 5-minute walk of the ship and have them go around and catch wildlife and do... Because there's some fun stuff to do in that game. They didn't do that. They didn't be like, you know what, no. So it fucking spawns the ore, again, half-hour walk in one direction, which, again, would be nice if the planet looked any different, but the planet is each planet is one biome, right? So it's oh, great. Minecraft has done more fucking innovative shit with when you're walking 40 minutes in one direction than that game did.
Well, and Elite Dangerous, too, there's, you might be 27 jobs to get this sector, but I've never been this is fucking stupid. I'm just I'm also playing, I got 2 joysticks, a thruster, and foot pedals, and I got the voice software, too.
Okay.
Or in VR that I use sometimes. I haven't played it in a bit, but I want to get back into it. But it's you're like, all right, like you're doing stuff, like you're just looking around, like, whoa, that's cool. Like you're exploring, like you just see a star, and you're like, all right, I gotta fuel scoop this thing.
Yeah.
And, like that's kind of fun because you're trying not to blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then then you eventually get to your sector, and yeah, now I think about it, like I probably spent a long damn time jumping in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
More time than I'd had to walk to go get a thing.
But it was a more interesting
thing. It felt like a more... That's just the way it is in that universe.
Yeah. Well, it felt realistic. Like, I know it isn't realistic, but it felt like, okay, yeah, I gotta jump to 12 stars to go through space or whatever. But with No Man's Sky, it's like, fuck, here's another fucking, tree I gotta jump around. So it just wasn't fun. And I can't put a finger on it and say, this is what makes it fun, this is what doesn't. But obviously the Elite guys figured that out.
I just hope more companies can start doing what Fat Shark did and pricing their games a little more appropriately. Yeah. Not just being like, you know what, it's a new game, it's $89.99.
Yeah.
Or $79.99 or whatever they are.
I can understand that with sometimes if you look at that, but you need to compare it and say, okay, what is it that price that's selling well that's like our game? You know what I mean? You make a first-person shooter, and you say, okay, what's selling well is a first-person shooter for $80? Does my game have that much entertainment and content? And you have to be honest about yourself. And I understand that you probably have to set that price earlier in the development cycle, but you also have to be honest with yourself and say, listen, are we developing an $80 game?
Well, and I think, too, so I bought the game for $40.
Yeah.
Let's say a month or two from now, a $15, $20 DLC comes out, I'd be like, you know what? I'll get it.
Yeah.
Like, you could make that money a little later if you want to push it off. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I would. Like, it depends on the game, but I feel like I'd be more inclined to, if I bought the game for a decent price and then something kind of new and fresh came out for the game, I'd be probably more inclined to support that game down the road.
And that to me is, again, coming back to that long-term support model. I'd rather see a lower release price or even like a free-to-play being like, you know what, you get one map and one character free.
Yeah. Well,
and the rest cost. And then
going back to Siege.
Yeah, going back to
So
Siege.
now they got the starter edition, basically. It's like $15.
Yeah.
It is a lot more work to unlock, guys.
Yeah.
But you get the base game and you get everything else that comes with it.
Yeah.
So you're still going to have fun playing the game with the base operators. It just takes a long time to unlock stuff, but for $15.
Well, and that's the
great
thing.
Value for that game.
Exactly. And that's also time to figure out, you know what, do I really like this game?
Yeah.
Is it okay, great. I like it. Okay, I'll buy a season pass.
Upgrade to
or upgrade to standard edition, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take that long to...
And their player base, like, I don't know if you've seen the graph for it, but like you can see it like spikes at the start, drops like way down, and then there are more players now than they've ever had. Like they're killing it right now.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And if I feel like a lot of other companies would have just been like, you know what, kill the game,
it bombed, we're not
cut it off, and you can see that near the start for their first like a couple DLCs in, there wasn't as much going into it, but now like they have a huge roadmap, they got a plan, and I think that's great.
And they're actually sticking to the plan.
They're sticking to the plan.
That's an important thing. Well, speaking of player counts, I haven't played this game yet, but I think it's worth a mention. Kingdom Come Deliverance recently set the Steam record for most concurrent players.
Really?
Yes, it outpaced Skyrim, which was the previous record holder.
See, my problem with that game, I'm looking at it, I've watched it a little bit on Twitch, I was like, I don't feel like paying $80 for it.
That's my problem.
That's been my thing. I'm like, wish list. Let me know when it's...
Same thing.
Let me know when it's less than 40.
Yeah, 30%, 40% off. I'm going to jump all over that one. My problem with it is that I've looked at it, and it looks like a lot of fun. I like the idea of... It's basically realistic Skyrim, right? It's set in a real world. There's not magic running around. There's no dragons swooping in. I love the idea of it. But here's the problem, and this is what I've heard from it. You think of Bethesda, right? They are a huge company backed by a giant media company. They're made of money. And all their games make tons of money. And I think of the number of bugs in the average Skyrim type release. And then I think about this one, which is made by a new studio without money, and they've still made all this, but every time I talk to people it's like bugs and bugs and bugs and bugs and bugs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I just don't want to get into that because apparently the save system is like when you camp for the night or whatever, you save. Again, I haven't played, so if we actually get any viewers on this and they want to correct me in the comments. But it's like I've seen a whole lot of people like, oh yeah, I lost 2 hours of gameplay because of a bug, not because of anything they did wrong. And that to me is just wonky. So I think it's not just a matter of price, This is one I also want to let them come out with a patch or two, fix some of the major problems, etc.
Well, and if they have that many players, it means they've sold that many games. So hopefully they use that money to fix up any bugs they have.
According to their... I follow him on Twitter because he's actually entertaining. I think his name's... I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Daniel Vavra. It's probably pronounced like Vavra or something like that because he's, Slavic or whatever. Or not Slavic, Nordic. 2.5 million units already. So, and that makes sense to set the frickin' player count record on Steam. You got to ship a lot of units. So apparently, it's a lot. So what I'm really hoping they develop that because I am kind of hyped for it. I've been following the development. I really like the idea because I love that medieval world kind of. I mean, Skyrim. I mean, I know it's been overplayed at this point, but that game hooked me, and I think this one might hook me in the same way. But I'm going to wait till it develops a little bit. You know what I mean? A good example would be I don't know if you ever played the first Witcher game.
No. I think I only played Witcher 2.
Okay. The first one was pretty janky. I'm honestly, to a certain degree, surprised that the series continued on. The Witcher 3 was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But it took time for them to get to that.
Yeah.
And I think these guys are going to be the same way. I think they're going to be a great studio. The game looks great. But I want to let it mellow out, let some of the bugs work out. Kind of back on the DLC and ridiculous stuff. Have you heard about the whole... Metal Gear save slots or DLC?
You know what? I think I did read that it's like
you want to have a second save slot. It costs you real life money. That to me is okay. First of all, I mean, whatever. Someone in their studio should have said, "Listen, Kojima's gone. Let it go." You know what I mean? Like you were just going to shit on a once great thing that was his baby. Let it go. But they didn't.
I haven't really paid attention to it at all because I was just like, this is just like a fuck you game. Like we're just gonna try to make some quick buck to support whatever the fuck they make afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But fuck off, Johnny Konami.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that to me is the most ridiculous end of this. You have to pay for shit in the game. It's like no, a save slot.
I heard too that it's like. The game's basically padded enough so that the tutorial takes you past the point where it's like easy to get a Steam refund too.
Oh, that's pretty sick. I think Steam should start, if they get enough reports and stuff like that, they should start making extensions for specific games
I did see a thing, like a guy played like a ridiculous amount of hours and still got a refund.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's weird. But I guess basically what the guy said was that was it 45 minutes?
Yeah.
The 45 minutes... Or, 2 weeks?
Oh, sorry, no, it's 2 hours or 2 weeks.
2 hours or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If that's basically like a for sure you get your money back thing, after that, they'll review your complaint.
Yeah.
And then you might get it, you might not.
I think it really has to do with... I'm pretty sure it most likely has to do with how many times you've done it. So if you're buying 30 games a month and you're refunding 25 of them after 2 hours, they're probably not going to do it. If you buy, for example, I've never gone hundreds of hours or anything, but I've gotten Steam refunds after 2 hours. I actually have on my account 1,300 games. Now, admittedly, a large bulk of that I usually buy like Humble Bundles and stuff.
Yeah.
There's probably half of those are not only have I not played, but I have no intention of doing it because it's like, okay, I paid $15 for a Humble Bundle.
This one
I
thing,
wanted
you
2
got
games.
These 15 other things.
Exactly. Like one time I signed up for the Humble Random Monthly one because they had XCOM 2 for $12, and there were like 14 other games. I wanted the $12 XCOM 2. That was literally it.
Yeah.
And then I got like 14 other games. So, a certain percent. But even then, I think they look at it because I've refunded a couple where I'll say, look, and I'll even, because you have to send them you can send them a type message. I'll be like, look, I know I'm 4.5 hours in. At this point, I'm getting continuous crashes and graphics updates. Here's my system specs. I should not be getting crashes and graphics updates. And they've done refunds for me. And it's because, again, I buy a lot of games, and I don't refund a bunch of them. I think someone who has 30 Steam games on their account, and they're cycling through a certain amount and trying to refund them all, that's the kind of person who's not going to get it.
In that same thread that I was reading, one guy was on there bragging about how basically he just refunds indie games.
Yeah.
Like, every indie game he's ever bought, he's refunded. And it's like, oh, okay, like, way to screw over
you're a douche.
The developers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think, so I've refunded No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I refunded Starpoint Gemini Warlords. I bought it, and I had an issue in like the main menu. Basically, it wasn't working. I emailed the developers, being like, "Hey, like I have this issue, not really able to fix it." I got no response back from the developer, and I was just like, all right, seeing this, what's up? Like, I had like 5 minutes into it because it was like a menu issue.
Yeah.
Or I hadn't more than that. I had like probably 20 minutes because I'm trying to fix it. And
sorry to anyone who hears that sound in the background. By the way, my cat was just taking a shit.
But, it's just like, okay, like this isn't working. I might have refunded one more. I don't know why, but yeah, no, like it's stuff like that, and I think that's fair. Like if you can be like, hey, this is what's up. This is not working. And if you've already if you've reached out to the developer and they don't get back to you, you should be able to refund it. Yeah,
I think I've refunded about 15 games. 10 of those would have been purely for incompatibilities. And for those, again, I know we've mentioned it, but I run a pretty high-end PC. I also build it myself. I know every bit of software I put on, so I know how to tweak a fair bit. If something's fucking up for me and I can't necessarily fix it in-game, I'm also not above being like, okay, maybe I got to change my resolution by myself. Maybe I got to go into my graphics card settings. There's a bunch of other stuff it could be, and I understand that. So there's about 10 games I refunded from that.
Do you remember that problem I had where every time I ended a match of PUBG, it just crashed?
Yeah, you were telling me it was crashing every time you finished a PUBG match. That's
fixed it.
That's your sign to stop playing PUBG.
Right? Yeah. I hate that game now.
But the other thing is the other 5 were just games. You see them on Steam sometimes, especially with indie games. And again, I always feel bad about refunding an indie game, but part of the problem is a lot of them, especially if it's and again, it'll be something like a $10 game, right? But the problem will be is they'll advertise it as something, and the videos will show something, and that won't be the game. And then I'll play it for like 10 minutes, and then I'll refund to Steam, and I'll be like, this is not the game I want. And they've always given it right. And again, it's always within the 2 hours. But what was the biggest one I did that to was Pyre. I think we talked about a while ago. That was the super giant one, Bastion and whatever.
Me about that
where I was like, okay, it's basically a choose your own adventure game. If you want to read an interactive storybook, it's probably a great game for you, and I've been told by people who do enjoy that it is fantastic that way. But the gameplay is just so it's like a Flash game from like 1995 or something like that. That's the kind of quality.
Go on Newgrounds and
play. Like it's like a Newgrounds level, kind of thing. Well, even Newgrounds makes better games than that now. The Behemoth, Castle Crashers, Alien Hominid, Battle Block Theater. I don't know if you played any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tom Fulp's company. He's the guy who made Newgrounds.
Huh.
So Newgrounds, Newgrounds makes better games than that now. Yeah, no, I haven't talked. I used to actually chat with the Newgrounds crew sometimes, way back in the day. Back when I don't know if you know this, he got his start on Newgrounds. Here's shows how old I am on the internet. Was just like stupid things like punch a celebrity like Flash games, and some of them weren't even Flash games. It was you click the image and then a new page would load with a picture of the bruise on someone. So that's how he got his start way back in the day. He's come a long way since then. But
good old days of Newgrounds and E-Bombs World and
Newgrounds is still around, but it's just mostly videos now. There's not a whole lot of games coming out over there.
I haven't been on that site in a long time.
I probably check by once or twice a year. Someone will tell me, hey, you got to go check this cool thing out over at Newgrounds. But usually there's other sites it comes out on now. But anyway, kind of getting off topic with that. That's it. Some games it is, and I really like Steam's refund system for that because it's like, you know what? Now because honestly, there's a lot of shit ends up on Steam now. Now people aren't rewarded
when I look at like the new releases, I'm just like, I haven't heard of any of these. These are probably mostly garbage, but there might be a few gems in there. I don't know.
It's sometimes worth looking through. Let's talk about that a little bit on Steam. I mean, kind of part of the problem I find with Steam nowadays, I understand it's nice that it's not super curated because it gives indie developers a chance. It gives people, again, Cuphead, right? It gave that a chance. You know what I mean?
Well, it had support from Microsoft, didn't it?
It did, but it was not, again, it was one of those things where that would have been the kind of thing that used to struggle to get on the Steam, right? I'm trying to think of something maybe a little smaller.
Well, do they still do Steam Greenlight, or is just everything?
They've got a new system for it. And from what I understand, and again, I'm not an expert, so don't jump down my throat if I get this wrong. From what I've read on the internet, basically the way it works now is that you pay Steam a fee to get your game on, and a certain percent of that is like a deposit. So say it's $1,000 to put your game on, you'll get some of that back once it makes sales, because it's basically okay, you can't just shovel your junk on here. And that makes sense, because realistically, even an indie game developer, if you've put 500 hours into making a game, you can go work at a coffee shop long enough to build up a fee to put it on Steam. If you don't plan to make $1,000 back from your game, it doesn't belong on Steam. That's my opinion. Yeah. Go publish it somewhere. And it's not like there aren't other services. There's itch.io and those type of things for those type of games. Yeah,
there's a lot of different services now. Like I just use basically GOG and Steam for the most part.
Yeah, GOG and Steam are for me. I'm really pleased with the evolution of GOG, because they used to just do old games, and it used to just be you'd buy it and then you could download it from their website. And I'm actually really happy with how they've expanded their platform, and it's almost a Steam rival. I don't think it ever truly will be, just because Steam cornered the market so early. But GOG is really good in the sense, and they're all DLC free. Which
Steam's still like a private company, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's
just Gaben.
Gaben, yeah.
I remember seeing a rumor, like Microsoft was thinking of buying PUBG, like outright. Did they? EA.
Yeah.
And they were gonna buy Steam. I'm like, they're never gonna buy Steam.
They're gonna buy Steam.
Like, how much would that be worth?
Yeah, Steam might buy Microsoft.
Yeah,
like I all
that Steam sale money they're making, like I don't know. They have to make money on that Steam sale. Like,
the thing about Steam is that all they basically are, in essence, is a shop front. I mean, with the exception of their very few of Valve's own, because when's the last time Valve's done their own game?
Why would they?
Why would they? Right? Why would they risk that?
And if they do, like, if they make Half-Life 3. If it's bad, like they need to just keep I think they'd like pretty much come out and say, yeah, we're never making it.
Yeah.
But like if they made it and it was bad, like that would be the worst thing ever.
It would be, well, at this point it would be Duke Nukem Forever. Even if it was really good, there is no standard it could meet that would make it live up to, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. I mean, Duke Nukem Forever wasn't a great game, but no matter how good it was, it never would have been worth the hype for it. And I think Half-Life 3 has descended into that, and I think Valve is very wise to let it be a thing of myth and legend. You know,
my heart, I know that game was great.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
just pretend that I played it.
Exactly. Like what I would do if I were Gabe, I would get a disc, okay, and write Half-Life 3 master copy on it, put it in my private vault from when I died, and have it be nothing but a super encrypted file of Never Gonna Give You Up.
No. It would be him when. Do you remember the song with him in like. When are they gonna release? Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. But just encrypt the shit out of it. So, like 50 years after he's died, someone breaks this encryption, and it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is a thing of myth and legend at this point.
We found the tomb of Gaben.
Yeah.
On Mars.
On Mars.
And we have found the master copy of Half-Life 3. You know? We're cracking it live on Space Tube.
Space Tube.
And
Universe Tube.
And and then the aliens kill us because they were really disappointed.
Yeah. Or buy it, because he could buy a spaceship. Have him buy a spaceship, launch a disc into space. Half-Life 3's on it.
Next time Elon shoots up a car into space, he'll just have it in the car.
Yeah, instead of hanging his arm out, he'll have a disc in his hand that says Half-Life 3.
And everyone, all the Half-Life 3 fanboys are going to build a space shuttle. It's going to be the start of the new space race and the space empire. That
is really how we get man into space. We launch the only copy of Half-Life 3 into space and say, you got to go get it.
You got to get it.
Got to get it.
Bring it back to Earth. It's Gaben's gift to the universe now.
Yeah, exactly. But in all seriousness, I mean, Steam just takes a cut of everything. And given how much stuff sells on Steam, all they're basically doing is hosting the download, and it's a storefront. So, you know, it's kind of like they're basically the eBay of video games. They're not actually doing anything. They're just rolling money.
So the one thing I like, and this is like really new to me, is like on Xbox, I was an achievement whore.
Yes.
On Steam, I don't care, because I want to sell it for 10 cents or 25 cents. Like,
I want to sell my trading cards for a nickel.
I got Vermintide last week.
Yeah.
And like, as soon as I got an achievement, I'm like, did I get a sticker for that? I'm gonna go sell it. And I'm like, oh, boom! I made 24 cents so far with that game. I'm like, sweet, nice. I can buy Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. I've actually I buy about a game a year from selling the stickers, trading cards, etc. to people. I don't understand the people who buy them.
I don't get it. I don't, okay, like, I don't know, like, every time I get it, I've sold everything. I don't know what to do with any of it. I don't know why people want it. It's a mystery to me. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I just want to sell all my stuff, make a couple cents here and there, and then Steam's taking their cut. So they're making a huge cut out of the money of just hosting this, like, weird stock market,
selling 2 bits of data to somebody else. Like, they're not even selling the data. They're selling us an on-off tag on their account that shows whether or not they have this sticker. Like, I don't get it. Why you want achievements from games you haven't played? Like, I understand if on a one-off, if I want to be a real dick and be like, say like, oh, look at this sticker. I beat this on ultra hard. I mean, it still wouldn't show in your achievements, so someone who checked it would know it's bullshit. But be like, look, I beat this ultra hard thing, whatever I earned. But who buys? It's like, oh, here's this game you've never played, and you've got all the stickers or whatever from it. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But
or like PUBG crates. Like when the new crates come out, it's like, but because I fucked up and forgot my password and had to reset my password, I wasn't able to sell it for a month, so I lost it. I'm making like $5 a crate. But I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. You got to buy this crate for $5, but then you can't even open it. And you got to buy a key for $3.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
I'm glad I never got into that game. And I think, interestingly, well, let's move on a bit, because I want to talk a bit about eternal DLCs, or not DLCs, early access games, which stay in early access forever, and maybe some games which are still in early access but have declared a full release, like aforementioned PUBG. So I've actually changed my mind a little bit on this. I actually don't mind if a game stays in early access forever. Now, there's one beef with that. I don't think you should be selling DLC for a game in early access.
No, it's bullshit.
I think that's bullshit. I think you should just say, okay, you know what? We're bumping the early access price $5 because we've added a bunch of content. Mm-hmm. I don't actually mind, because I've seen a lot of games, probably the biggest one is Ark, Survival Evolved. Rust is one that's kind of faded, but it's another, it's probably never going to see a full release. And I found, you know what? If they're honest with that and they say to me, listen... Daisy, well, yeah, that one I didn't like too much, though, so we'll leave that out. But yeah, if you're going to be honest with me and say, listen, this game is going to be in continuous development, we're probably never going to have a quote-unquote final product. We're just going to keep adding to it, and every so often we're going to raise the price by $1 or $2 to make up for the extra content. I'm actually okay with that, because that actually, to me, is honesty. Mm-hmm. To say, you know what, you're buying something, what you buy now may not be where this game is at in a year. And I'm okay with that, because then I can say, okay, well, what's it like? Am I going to get my money out of it? I think that the Ark thing where they added DLC to it again, I think that's bullshit, because why not just say, oh, you know what? We've reached phase, we're now at beta 0.3 instead of 0.2, so we're raising the early access price $10, but you get everything with it. To me, a DLC is the game's finished, this is an add-in to the game, not... Well, we're still working on the main game, but here's a DLC we're also kind of working on, and you know what I mean? And I think PUBG, though, is kind of the opposite. This is a game that is blatantly still in beta. And again, will be for probably years. That hasn't hurt
it. It had like a big roadmap that came out recently. I'm like, they're never going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. It hasn't stopped its momentum any, so why fucking lie about it and say it's done? You know what I mean? It's not like they're hurting for sales.
I think they needed to say it for I guess the Xbox server's not full though yet. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a lie. Like, it's bullshit.
It's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie.
It's bullshit, and it's weird. Like, there just needs to be another. Like, someone else just needs to make a game that's just a battle royale type game. That's just an actually working game.
Yeah.
That actually has good mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the appeal of the game, but I fucking hate that game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, someone else, there needs to be more competition for that game so they can actually maybe make their game, or people can be like, because if there could be an actually decent mechanics in that game, I would play that game if it was a good game.
The concept is great.
Yeah, the concept's cool. And it's a good concept, but the execution, I think, is not that great. Yeah. And same with Fortnite. Like, Fortnite looks like fucking shit.
I don't get. I was
and it's
watching.
So huge right now.
Who was I watching? Ninja streaming it the other day or something like that. It's got some obscene number because someone just told me, it's like, this guy just set the Twitch record for most number.
Drake was playing with him or something.
Yeah.
My dad told me. My dad was like, "Oh, I heard Drake was playing Fortnite." I'm like,
he's playing...
how the fuck do you know about Drake?
Yeah,
and Fortnite?
exactly. But yeah, no, someone messaged me. I don't know if it was Twitter or Facebook. It's like, Ninja's got Drake on his stream, and they set the record. And I'm looking at this game.
My brother told me, my dad told me, and I kind of saw him like, well, whatever, fuck, I don't care.
Well, that was the same thing. I watched for about...
I don't like Ninja. There's like one Drake song I like.
Yeah,
like,
same thing.
And like Fortnite's fucking shit. So
yeah, well, that was what it came down because I jumped on because everyone was telling me, and I'm just like, okay, this reminds me why I don't watch Ninja in the first place. This reminds me, okay, here I probably know a Drake song, but I can't name one off the top of my head. And again, it's like you said, Fortnite does not look to me entertaining at all. So I watched it for like 5 minutes, and I'm just like, why am I watching this?
Fortnite's coming to mobile phones now. Did you know that?
How the fuck? Okay, I'm just picturing some guy like sitting in a park, like furiously trying to place shit and then jump around on a fucking mobile phone.
Well, and so my one buddy on PC and my one buddy on Xbox this week, you can play crossplay now.
Yeah.
Xbox and PC for Fortnite.
Okay.
And he's just like, I guess my Xbox buddy was just like, oh man, fucking PC players. Like, it's like, yeah, they're gonna kick your ass because it's way easier to fucking. And like, it's like, oh, I'm getting shot at. Just whip up a bunch of walls, staircase, and then snipe. Like, it's just, it just seems absurd. And like, I can understand some people might like that game, but and I was like, how is it so popular? And my one friend said, because PlayStation shipped way more copies and it's on PlayStation and PUBG's not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. Good fucking point.
Yeah, that is a good point. They
It's like what, 80 million PlayStations,
something like that. It's a huge number. It's I don't know what it is because it's flip flop. No, that's a pretty big deal. 40 to 50 million is usually where the highest peaks. This is because this generation's gone on now and games are becoming more mainstream. But it used to be if the system shipped 20 million copies.
Oh, you know what?
Top dog.
I added an extra 0 to the numbers of. For some reason, I was remembering that Monster Hunter sold 50 million copies, and I'm like, that's absurd, it was 5 million.
Yeah, okay. Say, holy fuck, it's like the most successful game. I think the only game that ever sold more than that was...
oh, no, I'm just an idiot.
I think Tetris is the most sold game of all time, and that's because it used to come free with every system. I think it's only got 30 million copies pushed or something like that. Like...
Yeah, I mean, for just a second there, I was like, wait a second. Oh, yeah, no, it's 5 million.
5 million. 50 million
50 million copies of Monster Hunter. Alright? Like,
there are more copies of Monster Hunter than there are systems capable of playing the game.
Yeah, it's no, Monster Hunter is a new cryptocurrency. The more copies of Monster Hunter you have, the more wealthy you are. But
here's kind of an amusing thing about that. So cryptocurrencies. I remember I told you a while back I was going to say, I'm going to throw $5 at all the top 20 and see if any explode. So I found out cryptocurrencies are a lot fucking harder to buy than you'd think. Some of the mainstream ones like Bitcoin and stuff are easy to get a hold of. If you want to buy a bunch of other stuff, it's not fucking easy to do.
I'm like, I'm
just like, even at the chance of being a millionaire, I'm like, I'm going to set this up and I'm going to fucking forget how to access my money and it's going to be worth 10 million. I'd be like, fuck, I can't fucking get this money.
Yeah.
I think I told you my Dogecoin, I sold enough of it to buy a couple of games with.
Yeah. Well, didn't we do we did a podcast on cryptocurrencies for a little bit of just us talking about cryptocurrency.
But yeah, the Dogecoin guy who invented it actually got pissed off how much money it made. And he was pissed off because he's like, I made this as a fucking joke. Why are you people trading in this thing I made as a joke? But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. For a gaming thing, my computer's worth more than when I fucking made it. Yes, because of the fucking mining capabilities. Yeah. Same thing. I was looking at doing a new build because I'm going to do a new one next year. And I'm just like, Bitcoin needs to die between now and when I do my next fucking build because the graphics cards I want are twice that they're fucking worth.
Yeah. Like, I think it's like $500 more for my graphics card now than when I bought it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? Like, what world is this?
So some sites are doing that now. You know how a lot of sites pop up and they'll be like, okay, you got to turn your ad block off. There's a couple of news sites are turning up, being like, yeah, while you're here, we're going to use your computing power to mine Bitcoin.
I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, fuck you. I'm just turning. Fucking, I'll go read it somewhere else.
Mine blocker.
Mine blocker. There we go. Mine block plus.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange world where your PC parts are worth more.
Yeah. It's like a classic car or something.
Yeah. Ooh, he's got a 2016 up on my computer.
Yeah.
It's got a 2016 1080.
2016 1080p.
That thing can pull in coins. Like it goes and works real hard in the mines, and you should see that puppy churn them out. Just churning out coins.
They're just like capturing slaves somewhere. Just like you're going to work in the mines, and they all think they're going to be like picking salt. In reality, they're putting computers together to mine bitcoins.
Should just start. Oh, I saw an article. It came up on like if you slide your phone too far to the left.
Yeah.
Now it shows like 4 news stories. There was once it was like Ontario man is heating his home with mining rigs.
Yeah, I've
seen
like,
that. What? Like that makes sense.
Yeah. But
it's nuts. Did you get or play or hear about Into the Breach?
I've heard about it. I haven't played it.
It's fun.
Okay.
Really hard.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's
Is
from
that
the FTL guys.
Yeah, the FTL. It's the one that's got the little mechs.
Yeah.
Right?
You got a little mech, a little artillery, and a little tank.
Yeah.
And you got to fight these like weird like huge monsters, insect monsters.
I really liked FTL. It needed some mods to make it to its full potential, but it was a really fun game. I still play that from time to time. Honestly, I was the jerk who always killed everyone by firing on their oxygen systems.
Rip headphone users. Yeah. No, it's
yeah, so someone's got their headphones. I just like, what the fuck was that all about?
Yeah, if you've been listening this whole time and that happened, whatever. But
we apologize.
Apologize.
Don't send us your hearing aid bills.
But no, it's fun. And then I've just been playing Vermintide, and that's what I've been playing. I started playing Battlefleet Gothic Armada. It was on sale for $12.
Oh, that game's a blast, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It actually feels like you're flying ships around in that. Like you can't just fire the torpedoes. You have to be like, okay, he's gonna be making this turn.
Gotta execute this high maneuver turn. And I guess the second one's coming out sometime this year. Yeah. But I guess people were saying they're like, if you guys couldn't like balance 4 factions, Tau, Orcs, Chaos, Imperium. Yeah, maybe one more DLC.
I think there's two Imperium. There's Guard and Marines are separate.
So there's like 5-7 factions or whatever, and then you couldn't balance that, and now you're gonna have 12 factions. Like, how are you ever gonna balance this?
I think that's true, but I also don't think it's necessarily a game where people care that much about the balance. It's a fun game. It's not a hyper competitive game.
No, I'm going ESL tournament, $1 million prize pool. I'm winning it.
Battlefield.
No, I don't even care if it's balanced because I haven't even played multiplayer. I've just been playing the campaign, and then I've just been going way too hard. Like I think we got a lot of Total War campaigns going on in multiple games, and then Thrones of Britannia. I got that pre-ordered and ready to go.
Yeah, well, we never even finished our freaking vampires.
I think I've played and finished. Like 3 campaigns in like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've played. Honestly, I love playing the multiplayer campaigns. It multiplies the length of time you need by 10 because you got to think, oh yeah, what are you gonna do here? Okay, if you're gonna expand this, when you play a single player one, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going this way. And I still love the orcs are my favorite just because of the WoW.
Yeah, see, my buddy and I, we started an orc campaign, and we had our wogs, and I was just like, we're way too strong. Like, this is stupid. Let's do a different campaign.
It does get tougher when you get Chaos comes in against the WoWs. Don't always work up against it.
We just did one. No, what was I playing? Oh no, I just finished a Norska campaign.
Ah, okay.
And the first thing I did is went and fucked up Kislev. And just utterly destroyed them. And then did all the quests to get Chaos to come in.
Yeah.
And then I joined with Chaos, and then it was just my 2 big 20 stacks plus there's like 10 20 stacks of Chaos that just swept through and just destroyed. Man, I'm like, that was a lot of fun not having to fight all that.
Yeah.
And then I realized, man, Kislev, I want to play Kislev as a campaign because like you have to like hold the line against everything, and their cannons are super strong on their forts.
Yeah. So
I think that'd be cool if eventually you could play as Kislev.
That would be cool. Isn't there a new DLC for
Tomb Kings?
Tomb Kings dropping,
No, it's out. It's been out for a while.
Okay.
So I pre-ordered it because it was like 10% off, and like I heard about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get that. I'm getting like everything Total War because I just love it. And then I got it, and then I totally forgot I had it, and I bought it. Same thing actually happened with Vermintide because I keep pre-ordering games like because I'm like, oh yeah, we can get Vermintide. Because it's like 10% off before you get it, and then beta access and stuff for it. And I know everyone's like, oh, don't pre-order games, but I don't know. I pre-order games like I know I'm going to like, or games that are like not that expensive.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually much better okay with pre-ordering on Steam because if I don't like it, I just fucking refund it.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll pre-order it and then I can fucking just yoink.
Yeah, exactly.
Not for you. But I was kind of funny. So my buddy gets on and he's in the Discord and he's just like, "Hey, Gapper, like, you gonna come play?" I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, I'm almost done downloading." I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. And then he's like, "Okay, man." So I go to boot it up for Vermintide.
Yeah.
And I start up the closed beta.
Okay.
And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm starting it up." He's like, "You know the game launched today, right?" I'm like, "Oh shit, really? I didn't realize that. I didn't install it because
so you have to re-download it.
I thought it was just the beta was still going on."
Oh,
so I was like, "Oh." So then it took like an hour to install the game and.
How is the new one? Because I played the previous one. I liked it, but I found it got real samey real quick.
So it does get kind of samey. Like there is like the tombs and grimoires and stuff you can go get to make the game. Like when you get the grimoires, I don't think I had them in the first one.
No, I don't. It
reduces your like total health pool you can have
by
like a third.
Okay.
You can get 2 of them, so you have like a third health is your maximum health you can get.
Okay.
Then you can get the books and they had the tomes in the first one.
Yeah.
So now there's 5 characters.
Okay.
I think there was 5 in the last one. It might have been.
There
was 5 characters.
Yeah, okay.
I think. But now each character has 3 subclasses.
Okay. So
and then each subclass has their own talents.
Okay.
So there's a lot more progression and level up.
Yeah.
So I play as the dwarf. I'm level 20.
Holding the line with the shield.
Oh, I got my axe. I'm an Iron Breaker is my subclass. Okay. And I either use the Drake Fire pistols that don't have ammo.
Yeah.
Or like they build heat,
yeah.
or a flamethrower, and it's great because like hordes come every once in a while,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, here's all these slave rats coming in,
nice,
just melt them.
Nice.
And then you can play as a Slayer.
Yeah. I think that's what I played in the previous one.
Yeah, so you can do the Slayer subclass, or you can do Ranger.
Oh, then that's not what I played. I played the big heavy weapon guy in the previous one. What was he called?
Oh,
I think he had a 2-handed sword or something.
Marcus Gruber or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Imperial guy.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so there's like 3 different subclasses for all the classes. Yeah. And as you level up, you at 5 and every multiple of 5 after that, you get a new talent, and at 25 is the max. I think you can level up past 25. And then you get chests for beating the mission.
Yeah.
And then depending on, so you get like a bar for the chest depending on the grimoires, and then Renault's favor fills up your bar to give you better loot.
Okay.
And then you have the power level that you get from that, and then there's different difficulties to play through on. They get like recruit is the lowest one. Like when we first started playing at level 1, we never won a mission. It was really tough. And then as you start getting gear, it gets easier and easier. But then it's like, all right, time to go to veteran because the gears only goes to 100 in the first one. So it's like, oh, I need 200 level gear. Go to veteran. You don't start with a potion. Enemies are stronger, and then it's just like as you go, enemies just hit harder. Resources are scarcer. So it's really fun. There's a lot more maps than there was in the previous one. I haven't played the final one yet.
Yeah.
Because I lagged out when we were about to beat the one boss, and you got to beat all 3 bosses to get the final level.
Okay.
But I keep playing quick play because you get better loot from quick play.
Yep.
Yeah, and then every time you level up, you get a combination chest. And before, so in number 1, when you would get loot, it could be for like any class.
Well, yeah, you got a lot of garbage.
Whatever class you open the chest for, it's just for that class.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because my big problem with the first is that. First of all, there wasn't a lot of meaningful progression in it.
No. Oh, there's so many weapons now.
Yeah, and secondly, you would, like, half the loot you got was garbage. Because you might be like, okay, well, I can use this if I ever want to play that guy, but I'm progressing this guy. You know what I mean? So it sounds like they fixed some of the problems that were with the first one.
There's a lot better progression system. It's a huge improvement on the first one. It's a tough game, too. You really got to work as a team. Like, this morning, like, I've played games where you're just playing with, like, complete idiots that don't understand positioning and stuff. And like trying to tank, like just like knock, shield bash people down, and then get everyone else to clear them out. Like you have a like kind of signature abilities you can do every once in a while. So with the dwarf, I get everyone to pull aggro on me, and then I can block everything basically for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like this morning though, I played a game. We were all really good positioning. We got all the tomes and grimoires, and it was easy. Like it was super easy. Whereas you can play. The weird thing though is because level matters for your talents.
Yeah.
but you can open up chests. So I played some lower level stuff where the gear didn't matter, so I opened up another character. So you could be like level 1 and have 100 gear score.
Yep.
And you could play veteran.
Okay.
But as level 1, you have like no talents, so you're gonna be utterly useless. So I've been having that as a problem where you get in, you're like, I'm level 19, and it's like, oh, that guy's like level 5, and he's playing veteran, and so it's like he's got one talent. And
he's
like,
getting shit on.
Some of the talents are pretty big deal. Like my one I'm about to get is kills grant me temporary health. Like it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Or the level 5 one I got is just like my block radius and knockbacks 50% more.
Oh, that's gonna be big.
And so like that was my level 5 one, and you get 3 options for each level.
Nice.
So and you're not locked in. You can change them in between missions.
Okay, well it sounds like that they've really fixed a lot of the problems with that.
Really good progression, really good game.
It's been a good couple of years for Warhammer franchises. They really seem to hit or miss.
All I've really been playing is Siege and Warhammer games.
Yes, well that's it, and it's interesting because Warhammer, because they pimp their franchise out to whoever take it, pretty much. And sometimes you get a lot of garbage, but the last couple of years, Total War is fucking fantastic. That has revived the Total War series for me.
Because I had played Total War, but I never got into it. Now, I fucking love Total War.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
It's great. So basically, Total War games, Warhammer games, and Siege are what I've been playing.
Yep.
Because I think Dawn of War 2 was just on sale, and my friend picked it up, and we've been doing co-op campaign in that.
Dawn of War 2 is it's a bit of a weird game, that one, because it's like it wants to be a tactical, real-time strategy, but it's really more of an RPG almost.
Yeah, so, you're getting so much war gear as you're going through.
Yeah, and you only get a few guys, so I really enjoyed that one. I actually burned out a bit on it because I tried to play through all the DLCs and stuff, and then I didn't go through it. Which one of you ended up with Force Commander Hair Gel?
Yeah, I got... so I have control of, was it Tarkus?
Tarkus, yeah.
Is that the main guy? No.
No. Hair Gel's you named the main guy. But everyone calls him Hair Gel.
The main guy's just
me.
Spiky
hair.
Yeah. And then my buddy got the Marine squad of Tarkus.
Yeah.
I have Cyrus.
The Scout?
Scout. I just got the sniper rifle. And then I was so disappointed when I didn't get Abacus with the heavy weapons. I was like, I wanted them so bad. This campaign's bullshit. But, so then, we just have them so far. I think you get one more guy.
There's 2 more. You'll get a jetpack squad.
Right. Okay, I did get them when I played it by myself.
And then you'll get the Dreadnought eventually.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I got it far enough to get the Dreadnought.
He doesn't turn up till about halfway through the main campaign, I think.
And I never did play Chaos Rising, so hopefully we play that at some point.
Yeah, they're only loosely connected, so.
But yeah, give me more Warhammer stuff.
Give us more good Warhammer. There's some good games there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're rounding off on just about an hour and a half, so that's probably a good point to call it for the day.
Call it there.
But, so if you're one of our listeners, thank you very much for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Please comment, even if you dislike, let us know, and let us know what you disliked. And if you're just going to come on and be like, yeah, you guys are bullshit, that game sucks, I don't believe you like it, you can keep that to yourself. But if there's something about the podcast... If
you don't agree with it, you know what? You don't have to like it.
There's exactly...
There's games I don't like, there's games I like. People have different tastes, and... I just get over it.
Exactly. But if there's something about the podcast...
Don't be too much of a fanboy.
Exactly. Don't be too much of a fanboy or too much of a hater either.
Yeah.
But, but if there's
I hate on PUBG a little too much, but like I always say, I don't like it. I can see why people like it.
Yeah. But at least you point out legitimate problems with it. You don't just sit there and be like, well, fuck that game. All the people who play it are fucking losers.
No, and all my friends play it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do play 1 game a month. I have to do 1 game a month with my friends.
Okay.
What I've agreed to. And I think I got out of it last month because we were about to go in. We were going to do 4-man. And another guy came on and he's like, oh, you guys got room? I'm like, they sure do.
They sure do.
And I went and played something else.
There you go.
But
yeah. But in all seriousness, if there is something to say, hey, you know what, you guys could do this a little better, let us know. And I'd like to get some actual comments and not just random people advertising. It's the only thing we've ever got in our comment section so far. I know you 5 or 7 listeners are out there. So anyway, thanks for joining us. I am Victor von Fragenstein.
And I'm Gapper, and have a good day.
Have a great day.